Flex United stand, we've drawn 2-2 with Burnley in another shocking performance. I'm here with Lee and Mike. I'll start with you. What do you make of it?
Average. I think we can play better. I don't think we believe enough. I think we take a more difficult course than the simple things, and we make it hard for ourselves.
What did you put the slow start down to? I mean, and again, we're leaking goals like a tap at the minute.
I don't know, the tempo just seems to be off, doesn't it? We need to be quicker, we need to be moving the ball faster. But I don't see somebody taking control. It seems okay to be in second gear. Pogba, to me, is in second gear, needs to be in third gear, fourth gear. We didn't see enough of that.
What do you make of it?
What disappointed me particularly was when we got the ball and we're in control, coming out of our half, and we get into their half, and we're still in control of it. I'm looking at if we've got 2 or 3 players up front, I'm looking at them and they sat on the heels. And they're not running. When I first came here at 7 years old, ever since that day, the forward players would run around and here I am, what can I do? Let's mix it up, let's make it difficult for the back four. They were big, strong back four, big, strong lads, and we made it easy for them, like Lee says, because we didn't push them around, we didn't stretch them around, we didn't make it hard for them to figure out where we're going. When Ashley Cole came over to the right, Ashley Young. Sorry, I'm going back a bit. Sorry.
You're going way back.
Going back a bit. Yeah, I'm old. And when Ashley Young came over to the right and Mickey came on, and Marcus was allowed to come down to the left-hand side with Lee, it stretched them out and they were confused. Took us till 2 minutes before the second half to get a shot in.
And that's the problem. I mean, look how long it took us to get into gear and to actually start playing, yeah.
We've been spoiled, though. We've been seeing football teams over the last decade and a half of tremendous capability and who had belief, and they would go for 95 minutes. This team is a piece in motion, isn't it? It's a work in progress. That's the right way of putting it. We're nowhere near where we could be in terms of our potential, but we're not winning games like this that we should be winning because we're doing it in second gear. We need to go through the gears, and I don't see the acceleration through the gears. Therefore, we're just easy to pick off and defend against.
Where does that, obviously, it must stem from the manager. It must, the way that the players play usually stems from the manager. At what part does Mourinho play in, like Lee just said there, that we're in second gear?
We've been discussing that. I have every confidence in this guy. There's no doubt that he knows his stuff. There's no doubt he knows what to do. And I have no answer to that. I don't know why. The Premiership demands this instant gratification now. I would like to just let this fella build on something and allow him to build his team the way he wants to. It's a world better than it used to be, isn't it?
I mean, that's what I was saying to some fans down there. It's important to remember we have actually improved this year.
Oh, yeah.
We've got more points on the board.
Yeah.
We've scored more goals, and for Jose, who plays boring football, we've scored way more goals than we have last year. And if City weren't doing as good as they were this year,
if it wasn't for this other team around here, God knows how.
Is that what kills us most? The fact that it's them and they're playing so well, and Pep's doing everything that we want to see here.
It hurts me more. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. They're playing great football. They're playing football from a different planet, aren't they? And we should have had that manager. We didn't move quick enough. We've ended up with a guy who is fundamentally more conservative. And I think we're seeing that his philosophy has reached its peak. I don't think necessarily he can take us on from this standard of football.
I disagree on this. I'd like to let him work, and Lee thinks that he's gone past his sell-by date. If it wasn't for City doing so amazingly well, and they are, you have to hand it to them, we'd be on the top of the league.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to play devil's advocate because it's interesting that Lee says, he's past his sell-by date. The fact is, City are this good and they do have Pep. So does that mean that Mourinho is not the right man for us then? Like, it gets to the end of the season, what do we do?
If I'm really honest, I wouldn't have thought he was the right man for us to start with. I live next door to a guy, we live down in South, and he's a big Chelsea fan. He was relieved when Mourinho left Chelsea. The brand of football he plays is too conservative for a brand or for a business or for a club with our attacking philosophy. He's a misfit, in my view, and I don't see that changing unless we change him.
I'm going to give you a devil's advocate. Mourinho, though, you say this, and fair enough, his style of play might not be how we like, but he's a born winner. He's won anywhere he's gone. He's got multiple trophies. He got 2 trophies for us in our first season. Got a winning mentality. No?
Good point, but that's the past. It's the future that matters, and I can't see a very positive future from now till the end of the season. I think if we come second, it'll be okay. That's the best we can fight for. And here we are. We're just past Christmas, and we're fighting for second place. There's something not right.
My point, my point is that all said, and I agree with a lot of what Lee talks about. Who else?
Sean Dyche?
Who?
I said it jokingly. I mean, I said it jokingly to another fan earlier,
The
but
Christ,
but
I mean,
it's true. Exactly. Who else? Yeah.
There's not many other managers. One who could handle this, and two who have the knowledge and the experience and the proven track record to be able to do it. Maybe we should just pick a young fella and give him a shot at it. I don't know. I wish I knew. If I knew that, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you in the dark, would I?
I've got to ask you guys. The transfer window's nearly open. Yeah, we're a week away from that opening. Do we try and shift as many deadwood players out, or do we just need to bring in reinforcements on top of what we got? How do we approach that window, if do anything at all?
I think we're playing for second place. I think we've got to be realistic. We've got enough players who have enough capability to win second place. I think we should shoot for that, go for that. But in my view, if we want to win championships and premierships and get into a serious position in the Champions League, this man's days are done. In my view, I don't think he's anywhere near the level he was when he was managing Chelsea 4, 5, 6 years ago. I think he's peaked and on the downside, and I think we're reflecting that.
So if in January, if we could, you'd like to get rid of Jose if we could?
The problem is I can't tell you who we could go and get because the best manager of the lot is over the road.
What do you think? I mean, January, it's interesting what he thinks. Do you think try and get someone, stick with what we got?
No, I think we should try and keep at the back of City and get to that position. Being second to City, I think around the football world would be a fair achievement, and I don't see why we can't do that. I'd like to see us do that, and then maybe go to the beach for a week or two and figure it out from there. But I don't have any answers, I'm afraid. I wish I did.
Guys, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you
It's been
very
really
much.
interesting
Thank
having
you.
you on. Thank you.